Welcome everybody, and appreciate your attending our event. My name is Dr. Joel Goldstein. I'm the medical director and founder of Fertility Specialists of Texas. If you start your day listening to Kid Craddock in the morning, so you know Jenna. When Jenna made the proactive decision to freeze her eggs, I was thrilled that she chose Fertility Specialists of Texas, and I was happy to be her physician during the process. And we are fortunate to have her here tonight. Share her journey and her perspective. So without further ado, please help me in welcoming Jenna.
Totally inappropriate to have a drink here. The best part about this process is that you can drink throughout it, right? You said that was okay? In moderation, I'm supposed to say. A few years ago when I was working on the show, I actually made a joke. We have this sheet of paper on the refrigerator in the back of our office at the Kid Craddock Morning Show with everyone's birthdays. And we only have about 18 employees that have birthdays on there, so you get your choice of cake when your birthday comes around. And so, you know, people have the chocolate cake, vanilla cake, and I thought I'd be kind of cheeky, and I wrote, freeze my eggs. Like, that's my birthday gift. That's what I wanted. And as fate would have it, about 6 months ago, we kind of worked out a deal that I got this opportunity to do this. And unfortunately, I hadn't had a lot of friends that had done this unless they had already been struggling with infertility and they were in a nice marriage. And my best girlfriend, for instance, had just gone through this whole process a year before I decided to do it. And she has a very different perspective than I do. As a single woman making this decision, I turned 35 next month. And I've heard that that's the age where you really peak in terms of fertility, and it sounds so scary. They say you're geriatric after the age of 35 as a woman, and here I am thinking, I'm in my prime. I'm single, I'm confident, I'm successful. But wait, you're telling me if I don't want to have a baby until I'm 45, that's just not going to be possible. So I'm here to say it's one of the best decisions I've ever done. And I'm happy to answer a lot of questions about it. I think for me, the thing that stands out the most is the difference, like I said, between if you're in a relationship and you're actively trying to have a child, or you're me. At the time I was single. Of course, I met someone, as luck would have it, a month after I made the decision to do this. But it's different because when you're motivated to have a baby right away, you go through this first part of the fertility process and this treatment, and you get your eggs retrieved. And often women go right into, trying to get pregnant from there. So they don't really think about recovery time or the shots or anything because they're so single focused on trying to have a baby. So to be in this position, it's liberating in a lot of ways, but it's definitely something to consider. You're going to need to devote a good, month or two of your life to this whole process. But it's really been a great experience for me. I think I'm just about 2 months out of the harvest, and I don't think he likes that I refer to him that way. I'm trying to answer a couple of questions before you ask them, just in a sense, because I think a lot of people tend to be scared about surgery, and that was the easiest part of the whole process. Because all in, it's really only a couple of weeks, about 12 days. And the procedure itself is fabulous because you miss work, you go in, it's over in 20 minutes, you get to go home, you feel fine. So that was really the highlight, I would say, out of the whole thing. But I'm happy to answer questions since I'm so fresh off of it. If there's anything you are concerned about or want to know, let me know. Anything? Yes? Okay, what was recovery like? So like I said, the procedure itself, no problem. It's interesting because a lot of women say they were fine to go to work the next day. They told me at the office, I might be able to go to work the next day. I woke up a little sore, so I didn't go to work the day of the surgery and the following morning. I woke up and I felt, I sat up in bed and my stomach muscles were a little bit sore. So I just said, no, I'm not going to go to work. But I was fine the next day. You continue to bloat after the procedure for about 10 days. Truthfully, you're going to look a little bit pregnant, but I was kind of proud of it. like, hey, it's like, well, this is what it's like, to be a couple months pregnant. So, but, again, that's just hormones. And so you gotta cut your body some slack and just know this is a long-term goal. This is that I've kind of protected my future now. I think the coolest part for me is that, like I said, I met a guy, as luck would have it, right after I started doing this, and Dr. Goldstein had mentioned a couple special stories that he's encountered over the years from women that have gone through this, women I've never met. But because it takes the pressure off of dating and your personal life when you are, women like us in our 30s and we focus on a career, you do something like this and you kind of have this air of, well, I'm not worried about a romantic life whatsoever right now because I've protected my future. It kind of gives you this air of you don't care, and I guess maybe that's what attracts someone to you in the first place, because he said this has happened a lot, and with single women that have come in to do a treatment like this, and it's kind of fascinating. But it's been wonderful because I thought maybe I'd scare off a new guy, like, oh hey, by the way, in about a month, we're not going to be intimate, I'm going to be injecting myself every day, I'm going to gain some weight. I don't know if I'm going to be crazy, I don't know how this is going to play out, but he has said that it actually took a lot of pressure off the relationship, because I don't know, I guess when you get to your 30s, you think, well, if I start dating someone seriously, then, well, we should start thinking about getting married and having kids, and you kind of hurry that along when maybe it's not the right fit. So for me, I think, now we're still dating, it's been over 4 months, and it's been great, but I'm in no hurry anymore. I have 17 eggs, or maybe 1 or 2 children I'd like to have later, but, I have that protected so thoroughly that, now I can get back to focusing on all the things that were keeping me busy before. I have my own business that I started, I have the radio morning show, and a brand new relationship. And there's no thoughts right now about, gosh, we should probably I'm 35 next month, we need to start thinking about having kids. That's what can scare a man off, I think, these days in a relationship. But when you have this as a safety net, you can actually just date someone and see how it plays out. Questions?
I have one. So when they do the egg retrieval, do they retrieve all of your eggs, or does your body still produce? I'm clueless with that.
So, and Doc, you correct me if I'm wrong, any of the doctors, but you're doing these hormones to stimulate the egg production, because I believe you only have one. See how good my memory is? With each cycle, when you ovulate, you get one month over here, and then the next month it's on the other side. So in this situation, with all of that estrogen, you're getting, you're stimulating that production. So you're getting a bunch of eggs over here, a bunch of eggs over here, and they're taking them all out. That doesn't mean that you're going to stop producing an egg every month, right? It just means that they're trying to maximize that situation. So they're going to get as many eggs out of you as they can. They closely monitor you throughout the process. Those 12 days are a real commitment, because you're going in every other day, and they're so wonderful here because they're communicating with you what's happening. So you're going in, it's just like your regular checkup at the gynecologist, but they're explaining to you and showing you on video. It's so incredible that you're able to watch, these hormones you're putting in every day. You're getting full of eggs, and then you can see them growing when they do these ultrasounds, and it's really fascinating. So then they let you know, everyone's different. I took a couple extra days because they told me I had a lot of testosterone. That I had to counteract that with more estrogen. So it took a couple extra days, but they're really wonderful here at the clinic, and just letting everyone's different. Everyone requires different levels of medication, and that's why they take your blood. That's why they monitor you. They called me. I had everyone's phone number. If I was worried or am I supposed to be feeling this way, and they over-communicate in the most positive way. And that was really wonderful. It reminds me of the question, of course, everyone goes, am I going to be crazy? I think there's things that are out there that are big deterrents in doing something like this that, that's a sensible reasoning there. You think, well, I'm injecting myself full of estrogen, I'm going to be psycho. And what's funny is, well, I said to my boyfriend who's in the back corner, he can probably attest, I don't think that I was crazy. I was worried I was going to be highly emotional, and I wasn't. I felt more physical, symptoms of the whole process. I was very acutely aware that I was bloated, but I wasn't noticeably hungry or anything like that. It was a very, marginalized bloating, just like right down here. But no, I didn't feel highly emotional or crazy whatsoever. And it's been about 2 months, and I feel, that I'm almost back to myself completely. Truthfully, the hardest part for me of the whole process was I'm pretty active, and you're not able to exercise during the time you're doing shots, which makes a lot of sense. And that's something I didn't know going into it. So, just because I'm always very transparent, you're not able to exercise hardcore. You can walk, but you're swelling, and so you're supposed to, be very nice to your body. So it was a good excuse to just sit on the couch and binge watch television shows and eat, and you can still have wine, like I said. That was the upside. Anything? Yes?
I don't have a question. I just want to say thank you for being so open about your experience and being here for all of us girls ladies to be able to ask you questions. I think it's awesome.
I want to repeat that, but thank you. Everyone hear that? Yeah, she was just saying thanks. It's super cool. A lot of people were surprised I wanted to be open about it, but I wish I had seen more examples of women. And I think we do here and there. If you pay attention to celebrities and social media, you start hearing about some of those women that have done that long ago and frozen eggs, and then now they're able to use them. And I just think sometimes it's just, if I had known, and I even told the doctors that I was like, we didn't even really know. I think a lot of you have said that to me already tonight. I didn't even know this was a possibility. We only hear about infertility with women, and that this is part of the process they go through in the beginning. And so you think, oh, well, I don't know. There's no hope for me. But this is very cool technology. This is really incredible that we're able to do this. But thank you. I should. I have a platform. I should. I want to be an example. I want to share what we're able to do, because if nothing else, I'm a big proponent of you doing your own thing. You start that business. You go back to school. You take care of yourself. Man or no man, that does not matter. Don't look for it. Don't feel bad. Don't feel pity if you're single. If you have a job that you enjoy, or you want to start a business, or you want to do something, but our biology is the only thing holding you back from that, don't settle. We have options now. It's really impressive. Any more questions? I'm here.
So you made a comment about infertility.
Right.
Obviously, the first step to this process is diagnosing what your current fertility status is.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about what that is, what that process looks like, what the first steps are?
I'll say, and that was super cool. The kind of testing they have, she asked, how they diagnose you, and that's what's really interesting. Is it AMH? Is that the levels that you test for? So a simple blood test, and even a simple exam, they're able to determine with pretty good accuracy what your fertility levels are, just by a little bit of blood work, So I had no idea. Here I am, I've been on birth control since I was 16, and I was like, I've never gotten pregnant by accident before, and I just thought, I don't even know how fertile I am at 34. It was very fascinating, and they can do all of that genetic testing as well as part of this when you go through this. So I believe even if you just want to go, make an appointment at fertility specialists and just see, that can be really informative, and that could be the game changer for you. Because if your levels are really low, then you know that you need to do this now. And maybe you're, barely 30 and your levels are good and you just want to keep it in the back of your mind and kind of save up for it. It was very informative, and I recommend that. I wish I had known that was even an option, just to go get a simple, blood draw and see what how my ovaries look. You can get in there. I know only pregnant women did that, right? But you can get in there and you can actually see what you're working with. That was a good question, though. Yes. How long are the eggs viable? You said 10 years?
Yeah, right now, they're frozen, so they're basically, they're forever relevant. Right now, it's relatively new technology, but it's either, over a year that there's no change.
Yeah, he said it's newer and newer technology all the time, so right now, forever. Unless the power goes out. I'm like, how many generators do y'all have in there?
Oh, God. Let's see.
There's a big power outage at the fertility clinic. Any other questions?
What's the average price for this sort of procedure, like all in?
Totally depends. You know, I think it totally depends on what you need, what your needs are, the amount of medicine, the kind of medicine. I mean, they've told me that everything is, everyone's different. I have friends that are different, but
obviously it depends on the individual situation. It's approximately about 10,000.
10,000.
The medications themselves are about 3,000 or 4,000.
Okay.
Just the medications, but then and then the other part is, you know.
If your insurance doesn't cover it.
Right.
So some insurance policies do cover it.
Yes.
Yeah, so some insurance policies cover it. You know, I've heard interesting stories from friends that have looked into it, that sometimes their employer will help a percentage of the cost, which I think is really a wonderful thing. And yeah, you got to keep in mind, you know, it's really an investment for the future because, you know, I think about myself, what happens if, so I have these eggs, but maybe down the road, I need more help staying pregnant. My best girlfriend, that was her issue, right? She could get pregnant, she kept losing. And it was, you know, very heavy and emotional for her. So it's been a real struggle, you know, just for her to have a child and very expensive. And so I look at this as, you know, let's say I'm presented with that scenario down the road when I try and get pregnant. Well, I have 17 chances, you know, to do this, no matter when I want to do it. If I need to take time in between, and, you know, at that point, you know, I'm able to save now for that situation then, instead of having to do it all at once. You know, I'm kind of prepared for that if it comes to that down the road. Y'all can ask me anything super personal. I'll reveal everything. I don't mind. What?
So, how do you go off birth control before the procedure? Like, how long, and then when can you get back on afterwards?
Yeah, that was great when I started dating someone new. When on birth control, I was like, oh, we'll just see how this plays out. And I was like, isn't that going to be terrible if I get pregnant and I'm just going through this? What am I going to do? I'm not ready right now. Yeah, so those are really great conversations to have with the doctors. I felt so comfortable because I was able to ask questions that I think a lot of people would feel are taboo. You know, no matter how you feel about, you know, whether you're pro-life or pro-choice or all of those things, you know, you can talk to them about that very freely and openly because we are in a position that we're timing when we want to get pregnant. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that's a better choice, you know, for a child. But yes, you go off birth control for about a month before you do it. That's what it was for me. My periods were so irregular, to be totally honest. It was a pain in the ass. It was just like, maybe I'll get it, maybe it'll be terrible, maybe I won't. But yeah, you go off, and what I've learned is they have a ton of medicine that helps you get you where you need to be. Like, go away, or come, or, you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, I was calling them like, still haven't gotten it, I'm on vacation, what am I going to do? Yeah, no, they're very helpful, so I've learned so much. That's been really cool, just educating myself to then educate other girlfriends and people like you know, about it. It's really wonderful. Yeah.
I know it sounds like a positive experience overall, but what is the downside of it besides you not being able to exercise to you? What was the downside of the process?
The downside is, you know, the downside again is I'm differentiating between a woman like me and a woman who's married and trying to get pregnant. I think there's an emotional element involved for a single girl that, you know, I'm glad I recommend having a close friend be a part of it with you. Because you are every morning interjecting yourself. And you have moments of, truthfully, why am I doing this? You know, I'm single. I don't even care about having a baby right now. And it's only 12 days. But you gotta remind yourself, you know, what the future plan is there. But I mean, it's definitely a long 12 days there, you know, because you're going in for blood work, and, you know, for the most part, it's pretty painless. I mean, the shots are very mild, you know, it's not, I think the first one, you know, everyone says it's the first one, you know, when you're actually, it's easy, you know, you have friends, you have a boyfriend or my best girlfriend's like, I'll do it, well, of course she'll do it. Of course you didn't give a shot to someone else. It's actually doing it to yourself, but, you know, once you do the first one, it's like, oh, okay. I mean, that's not that bad, but it's a commitment. You know, for me, I get up at 4 a.m. So to inject myself at 4:30 in the morning, it's like, God, why am I doing this? I'm not even, with anyone. I don't want to have a baby. But as for me, as a relatively single at first, career-driven woman, that was the hard part, is remaining committed as your body starts to change and you feel these kind of hormones taking place and just kind of thinking, okay, when do to get back to normal everyday life, right? Because I think for a lot of us, we're kind of in that go mentality. But the beauty of that in hindsight for me is it kind of forced me to stop down. I realized how much I do every single day, and I have very limited patience with things, and I'm just like, go from one thing to the next, and doing that, and not being able to stick to my schedule kind of forced me to chill, and it was kind of a nice little break in there. But yeah, that's really it. I mean, there's not a whole lot of downside. When you're in it, the 12 days can feel a little bit, like, how many more shots? You start kind of counting down towards the end, but you just keep reminding yourself when you go into these appointments, you see these eggs, and you're like, I can't believe I'm gonna have a chance at all these kids, and you have an option to donate these eggs. It's just really cool what we're able to do, because that's the first when I went in at Dr. Goldstein the first time. I had no prospects on the dating scene. I had been single for 2 years. I'm thinking, what if I don't end up using these? What am I going to do? And they have an option. You're able to donate them to science. You're able to donate them, down the road if you want to a couple. And, a lot of decisions that can be kind of polarizing, that people think I'm crazy for saying I want other me's running around with people I don't know, but I don't know, I'm generous. Anything else? No? Yeah? I'll let one of the doctors answer.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, we can still do this procedure. IVF, you bypass the fallopian tubes.
Okay.
Even if you don't have either fallopian tubes?
Correct.
Okay. So there's a couple lady parts that you're not working with, it's still possible. Very cool. Yeah. It really is incredible what the body's capable of, and I think, at least for me, being single all these years and never thinking about having children with anyone, until more recently, it's just fascinating to kind of go through some of that, and to be in an office where a lot of these women are trying to have children actively, and here I am, like, just protecting my future and seeing all of the stuff that I didn't think I would ever learn about until one day I decided to have children. So I feel so much more educated now and knowledgeable about the whole thing, and it's kind of alleviated a lot of fears I have about pregnancy in general. No, it doesn't make me feel any more like, well, I really want to have a baby right now. It hasn't changed my views on anything. If anything, it's just made me feel that much more confident and secure in my path and what I'm doing right now, and really relieved, that I basically can do whatever I want. If things work out with my boyfriend and I now, then maybe in a year, maybe in 2 years. Maybe we don't, but at least they're there, and I wouldn't change that. It was a great decision. Yeah?
Does freezing your eggs guarantee a child in the future, or can something happen where, I don't know, if they implant them or the process is, it won't guarantee your pregnancy?
Is this a guarantee for a child?
It is not a guarantee. When you come in for your first visit, we'll talk about percentages and chances that this will result in a baby, but it's definitely not a guarantee. There's always different factors that can lead to whether or not you will have a baby or not, but this is, attempting to at least hopefully prolong your fertility. That depends on your age as well. So, a 41-year-old woman could still pull 40 eggs, but they're less likely to be normal than a 30-year-old woman. So.
I have a question about that. So when you do the egg retrieval, are you then able to do analysis of the viability of various eggs or?
No. So at that point, you're not able to do analysis of the viability. You freeze the eggs at that point. When you later thaw them and fertilize them, you could do genetic analysis on the embryos. Correct.
And that's what's been fascinating I keep referring to my best girlfriend only because she's in such a different position and farther along, and she's really struggle to keep, just because of her lining and other situations. So, for her, that's the second part of that process that, she most recently, that's what she had her first child, was through in vitro, and now she's trying for another. She's very personal, but I'm not saying her name, but she's trying for another, and it's been really emotional, and it's been really great for our friendship because now she feels very open. She was very private before because, there's so much shame, I think, that goes along with not being able to conceive, and it's really made me feel more comfortable because I worry that, from some of my analysis, that maybe as I get older, I might be in that same position and I might have these healthy eggs, but because she had about the same number of eggs that I do, she has a lot of chances, probably more eggs than she's willing to try, to go through all of that, but she said, I'm so happy, that I got this done. And she was 28 when she started doing this, so she's younger than me when she started, and she's just so happy that she has these really healthy eggs, that were already mixed with her husband. So, I think they have like 13 left, and she's gonna keep trying. They just have so much cool technology, like I keep echoing that, for her, things she tells me that she's able to do to try and keep, they keep reassessing, what is the issue and what can we do, and she's on all sorts of different kinds of, treatments this time around, and then, the last time, and, she was successful, and she had a really hard time, and she was ultimately successful, so, I think chances are very good. There's a lot of hope there, there's a lot of options when you get to that point if you're still struggling, which is just really incredible. Yeah.
I have a question back to the injections. Are some of the injections kind of on the lines of follicle?
Yes, I took that one. That name sounds familiar. Yeah, I think that was a fun one though. When I got to crank it and turn it, it felt totally fine going in. It does sound scary. My friends make fun of me actually. My boyfriend even said in the car ride on the way here, he was like, you were like a bullfighter, or what did you call me? A matador. Because he just like wound up when I would go in. He was like, even my girlfriend at Sunday, she's like, why do you do it that way? I was like, I don't know, everyone does it their own way. Okay? There's no real, wrong way just to get the job done. But follow some was one of them. But other friends I've talked to that have done have been on different medications. So, some of them are the same, some of them are different, depending on how you progress along the way. All of them are about the same needle, and it's very small. It just sounds scarier than it is. When you build it up too much, it really, really doesn't hurt. It's like, not at all. Okay.
What if you have fibroids? Can you still do the procedure?
Fibroids in the procedure?
Generally, we can do the procedure unless the fibroids are blocking your ovaries, but generally, yes.
Yes, unless you hear that, unless it's blocking your ovaries, yes. But is that something you can tell before?
We assess that when they
I'm
first
assuming
come
that
in.
people have conditions, you can do a lot of assessments, right? To let them know if it's worth it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah?
Did you consider any other doctors or specialists, and so how did you land on this particular team?
I didn't. I did not, just because I've had a couple of, referrals here, and I don't think there's any, better reason to go somewhere than knowing other people you trust have gone there. And the coolest part is I would have people write me on social media and say, before they even really knew where I was, I think I had posted something on another account. There was no requirement here for me to post on social media. I wasn't sure how much I wanted to share other than on the radio a little bit. I decided to be much more vocal about it than I originally anticipated because I realized how incredible the opportunity was. But a lot of women would write me just being able to gauge the office, and I didn't even tag the office or anything, and they're like, Dr. Goldstein was my doctor, or whoever else, they have a great team of doctors, and he just happened to be mine, but just that was where I went, and I have 2 healthy babies, or whatever. It was just, I got a lot of cool stories from that, which only made me feel better about my experience that I was about to go through. But yes, I do have a couple personal friends that have gone there, and that was really it. There's no harm in looking around, but why? We're here. They're wonderful.
What was your moment like when you were like, I want to do this?
My moment it's funny, I think my moment was more from a work perspective, which may sound bizarre, but it was kind of this, I got to a place that I was so comfortable being, I'm single. At the time, I made a decision, I've been single for 2 years. Sometimes as women, I know, emotions that you go through that, shit, I'm never gonna find anyone, what am I gonna do? And now I'm being older, and I had never really had that feeling, but then here I am, 34, and I was like, but I was so happy with some things that were happening with the business that I started. I have this skincare, CBD skincare business finish. Check it out. But it was going really great, and it gave me this sense of fulfillment that I had never felt in my life. Sometimes I'm sure a lot of us have friends that talk about being married was the highlight of my life, and I'm like, starting a business is the best thing I've ever done. I feel so empowered. And so in that moment, and then kind of being presented with a potential opportunity to endorse this on the radio show, it was just perfect. Because I'm like, I've never been happier, I've never been more fulfilled. I'm not looking for anyone else to complete me or, to settle down with, to settle, I hate that word. I'll never settle for anything in my life. And that was it for me. That was the moment when I kind of hit this perfect storm of, wow, I'm so happy alone, but I'm going to be intelligent and know that biology is not always going to keep up with my, independent girl power kind of stuff. So it was just good timing, because truthfully I was very stable and happy in that moment. Not to say that you have to be stable and happy to do this, but that was the moment for me that was like, this is the right time for me to do this so I can keep going on the path that's been making me so happy.
Jenna, we have someone on Facebook Live who wants to know if the extraction was painful.
No, the extraction was not painful at all. And I'll be totally honest about, different facets of this.
Retrieval.
The retrieval wasn't painful because they put you to sleep. Feels very nice. You start to feel very relaxed. And but yeah, I just rolled in and put on really cute socks and with a new boyfriend. Was like, hi. Truthfully, I was most nervous that I was gonna say something when I woke up from sedation because I didn't know to do that before. And I thought bringing a new boyfriend was probably not the best idea because let's be honest, what am I gonna say? I don't know you that well. I don't know. Are you married? I was so worried I was gonna say something that this would mortify me, but apparently I did talk. I did talk when I came out of anesthesia, and he overheard me, and some of the nurses said later that I was saying that I had a dream that he cheated on me or something like that. That was the worst of it for me. There was no pain at all. Like I said, I was actually a little more sore than I anticipated the next day, and I told them that. I think it's important. I've given them really good feedback about certain parts of this that maybe other patients might not, but because I'm like, well, I thought this, I'm much more spoken when it comes to things like this, as I think I should be. I think it's important that for them this was a new thing, doing some radio advertising, and we've had this discussion that was something that I think as doctors they were a little reluctant to do, and I was really encouraged, that let me be honest, let me share that this even exists, and I didn't know it really existed for us to do this, so anyway, no, it was great. It was just that was my one real feedback to them was, I felt bad that I wasn't able to go to work the next day. I never missed work. And I woke up the next morning and they had kind of said, my nurse had said, you'll be fine to go to work the next day. And I was a little sore. That's just to be honest. But it wasn't sore. I had a big job. That was really sore. That was like, oh God. It was great, but this wasn't like that. It wasn't like I had terrible surgery sore, but it was kind of like, hurt a little bit when I went to the bathroom, but nothing, I wasn't in tears or anything like that. It was just a little more sore than I planned, and that made me feel weak. I don't know if any of you are that way, that you just want to feel tough all the time. I felt real vulnerable and weak because I felt like I was supposed to be able to go to work, so I let them know that. I said, I was sore and I didn't want to work. And I had a lot of women write me and say, I was fine the next day, and some women wrote me and said, I took a whole week off work. So, everyone's body is so different. You just gotta be prepared to cut yourself some slack and not worry about it. You're doing something incredible. You're getting, go. But tens or dozens of eggs in there, and that's a lot. Anything else? Are a lot of you interested, in doing this soon? I'm assuming that's why you're here. Is there anything in particular that holds you back the most?
I have a question kind of for the doctors.
Yeah.
So do you find a lot of single, career-driven women that end up trying to start families on their own, without having a significant other that go to you frequently, or is that?
That happens all the time as well, yes. Mm-hmm. With eggs that they have frozen previously, or just on their own using a sperm donor as well.
Yeah, Dr. Goldstein has told me some very fascinating stories, I think, to put me at ease, because that's the position I was in. I think I might want to be a mom. Maybe for me it's with the right partner, but who knows? That baby fever can come out of nowhere. Because I have it right now. Like, it can come out of nowhere hard, and you're like, I've never thought about having a baby, and, you just want to be able to say, well, you know what? I can do it myself. Yeah, which is even more empowering. Anything else holding you all back? Yeah, cost. We look at it this way, like I said, yes, there's no arguing that. That's fair. It is, it can be a lot of money for a lot of us, especially when we're single and taking care of ourselves, but look into the insurance, look into some options, and again, when you think about, you save money for things you want. We've all spent money, whether it's a vacation or something, new, or we live in a nice place and our rent's too high, or whatever it is, we all spend extra money. And when you think about it down the road, when it comes to a baby's expensive, if you want a baby, you're going to get into some money there. So, and if you do it now, you could be saving money in a sense if you're not able to down the road. It could be harder to get pregnant. It could be more time consuming. It could cost a lot more money if you let it get too far along that, there's more work for them on that end. So
there are lending options also in terms of lower payments, monthly payment type things.
if people wanted to come in and get their, that kind of genetic testing and check their hormone levels and talk about financing, like I said, they know all the options better than I do for that, and you don't need to feel like you're walking into an office and you're going to have to write a large check that day or something. They'll let you know all the facts and help you.
What is the best age to do this, or threshold age?
Best age. Was I the best age? I like to say that I was.
Younger is better, okay, but there's, it kind of varies. I would say above age 38 is when we kind of are like, let's talk about what we want to do. Under age, there have been studies that show that under age 38 is the best in terms of people likely to use their eggs.
I had a friend recently do it. She was 39. It was her 40th birthday present to herself. She was very happy that she did it. She was,
Absolutely.
yeah. Those were the only people I knew in my position that was more career-driven that decided to do it. But great, she was happy with it. Same kind of qualms, that I had about the whole thing, just ready to get back to business and get back to work. So it slows you down for a couple of weeks, but in the long run, she's like, I'm so happy because at this point, we're meeting people as we get older. That's just the reality, and I actually think that's an incredible thing that we're able to do, all we can do as women. So, preserve that future and no pressure.
I think that it's. I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, I was going to say. I think that it's. I think that it's important that a lot of times, at least the people that I see, you're like in a relationship and you think everything is fine, and next thing you know, it's like a year later, and then all of a sudden everything is like gone, and then you're like all back to square one. You meet someone, it's like the first thing. You start talking about kids, and like men run the other way, and it can be, and then. And the next thing you know, you are 35 or 37, and that's kind of more like this having something in the bank, so to speak. It's like security from that perspective. Sorry.
If you've already had a child, is there something to consider in that case?
No, nothing. If you've already had a baby, you can still do it. Yeah. That's a good point that you made. You know, I think about how many friends we've all had that have been in long-term relationships and then it ends. You're like, I just wasted 7 years of my life on this douchebag, and like, now I'm out of my prime. So it's probably really good, you know? I mean, that was kind of a position that I was in, you know? I was just like, I'm not even gonna think about dating, I'm not even gonna worry about it, you know? But a lot of us feel that resentment because, you know, I see friends that get married young, maybe haven't had children and marriage, and then it ends, you know, or you get in a situation where a guy wishy-washy, I want kids, I don't want kids. It's like, there is hope, you know? There is hope for relationships and, you know, hope that if you're like me, truthfully, I'm not one of those that's always known I want to be a mother. I don't know. And that's okay. I almost felt embarrassed to ever admit that because you know so many women are like, I was born to be a mom. I'm like, I mean, I like kids. I'm good with them, but I'm a little selfish right now. I'm not ready, and that's okay. You don't have to know. You don't have to know, but this at least, I want the option. I don't want to not have the option. There's just the freedom of that. Good? That's it. No more questions.
No. Dr. Smart. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome.
Hi everyone, I hope you are having a great time and learning something tonight. My name is Daniel Score, one of the doctors and fertility specialists in Texas. Thank you, Jenna, for being here and for sharing your story. I also want to thank our founding partner, my medical director, Dr. Jenna Owens, Dr. Tina Tell, Dr. Rebecca Childers, Dr. Ali Baroni, and Dr. Carlos Guerrero, who are all here to complete the physician team at FSC. I just wanted to say a few words about why we're all here. Throughout my education and life, I have met and become close friends with a variety of strong, independent women. As we have grown up, they related to me that they were always told that they could either have a family or devote themselves to their careers. Now, as you know, our generation, I'm the same age as most of you, has decided that we want everything, right? That's what we decided. That we want everything. We want it all, and I feel like egg freezing allows for that. Egg freezing gives the independence to women that birth control did in the 60s. You decide when you want to start your family on your terms. No longer do you have to start a relationship, as Jenna was saying, and worry about timelines or forcing something because your biological clock is ticking. This is about independence and empowerment. You are taking control of your future. In your swag bag, each of you will be receiving a voucher for a free fertility screening that tests your ovarian reserve and how many eggs are in your basket. So please ask all the questions that you have on your mind tonight. This is your time. So let's raise a glass to having it all.